Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wool. Today's Friday. Happy Friday. It's April 29th, and we're going to get started with today's live stream momentarily. We'll give it another 60 seconds or so for people to jump on. I see we have some people joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started here in about 30 seconds, so just sit tight, please. All right, welcome everybody. I see we have quite a few people joining on. It is Friday. Happy Friday. It's April 29th, and it's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, and coming at you live for the Before Market Close video. We do this live stream daily, Monday through Friday, usually around 30 minutes before the market closes, and it's for private members only. But today I decided to make it a public stream because we do have a lot of bearish activity going on in the market. So going to do a market update here, and also going to do some ticker requests. So if you do have any ticker requests, make sure to drop them inside the YouTube chat. And if you could, just tell me the ticker, and then in parentheses, tell me what exchange it is on. Before we jump into today's live stream though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me and the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Tick the bell and subscribe. You'll be notified on any future videos. So we'll dive into a quick market update. We are extremely bearish across the crypto space at the moment. And I think right now, we're just following the broader market. We know that interest rates are likely going to be increased. They said the possibility next month. So we are losing the weekly uptrend here on SPY. On the S&P 500, we had this higher low. So I said we had support at 415.12. If we lost that, it's all about the key support there at 410.64. So that is our next support to be watching. We were just scouting a weekly higher low compared to that low at 415.12. We've since lost it. So it's all about that 410.64. If you're wondering, is there going to be more downside from here? I think so. We could potentially be heading to weekly oversold, the first time since March 2020 lows of C19. And the fact that if we zoom into the daily time frame, we've been daily oversold now. The last time we were daily oversold was back in January, and we're heading there again. So a little bit concerning that we're heading to daily oversold 2 times since January. Obviously, the market momentum is shifting, and you can't just buy every dip and see a V-shaped recovery and buy every dip and win, right? It's becoming more and more difficult. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to see weekly oversold conditions for the first time since March 2020. That's likely going to mean we're going to lose 410.64, but I don't have a crystal ball. It's just support and resistance, right? So keep it simple. I see so many people online saying, are we in a bear market? Are we still in a bull market? Keep it simple. As long as we're not losing the monthly uptrend and we don't confirm monthly downtrends, we're still in a bull market as far as I'm concerned. So with that being said, if we zoom out to the monthly time frame, if we lose 410.64 here, that's going to be a monthly lower high and lower low. What does that mean? That means we're in a monthly downtrend. That'll be the first time really since 2008. And seeing a lot of news articles right now saying that we've had the worst couple of months since March 2008, and the writing's on the wall. I think we're going to confirm a bear market here over the next couple of months. My thesis is we're going to see sell in May and go away, but generally what do we need for the market to top and that selling to begin? We need to see a market rip, right? We need to see the market trend higher. So what I think is going to happen is we're likely going to if I had to, if I did have a crystal ball, looking into that crystal ball, I would say that we're likely going to lose 410.64, and then they're going to really, increase fear in the markets. We're going to backtrack. We're going to backtest this EMA 26, which will be the first time as well since March 2020 lows. And that monthly EMA 26 is sitting there at 398.56. So what I can see happening is we're going to confirm a monthly downtrend. Everybody is going to think, oh, bear market. We're definitely going to plunge a lot further, another 10, 20%. But what's likely going to happen is we're going to see a back test of 400 and maybe even a slight flush. We'll hit weekly oversold. We're nowhere near monthly oversold. We'll hit weekly oversold for the first time, and then I think we'll see a huge rally. And then, like I said, we need those huge rallies for whales and things like that to be able to unload. And I think that's when we're going to start to see sell in May and go away. I've highlighted this many times using the boom and bust fractal of the .com days. You can see here that we had monthly RSI back in the .com that had hidden monthly bearish RSI divergence, and we ultimately peaked in 1996 on the RSI, but it took 4 years for the price level to continue to rise and peak. So if we look at 4 years from where we peaked in 2018, this bull cycle, we're 4 years away from the RSI peaking, and we're seeing the exact same thing. Are we heading to monthly oversold? I think so. If we take this fractal here from the bus fractal, overlay it, like I said, it looks like we could see a market top at some point in May and June, and then into July and August is where we really roll over and we start to see the selling pressure, and then we see this corrective 5-wave structure using Elliott wave, and we see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave correction and bear market, which I think is going to span multiple years. So again, it's not looking good whatsoever. Haven't confirmed a monthly downtrend since 2008, and like I said, I think we're likely going to lose 410. We're getting very, very close. SPY down over 3% today. And if you've just been noticing, right, the market momentum, right, where there's been so much volatility to the downside, and this just didn't happen back here, right? We had these pretty big dips, but we usually V-shaped recovery into a new all-time high, or we would only pull back about 4 or 5%. As soon as we lost almost 15% on the S&P 500, that has been ever since then, since we've really been seeing that major momentum shift in the markets. So it's not looking good, but like I said, I don't think they're going to just crash the market from here. They're going to likely backtest 410. If we lose 410, like I said, expect a backtest of 400, maybe at a flush down to EMA 26 on the monthly, and then expect a relief rally into the end of May. I think May is going to be bullish, but toward the end, we're going to start to see that sell in May and go away. And sell in May doesn't mean that we're going to see all the selling occur in May, right? It's hit the mic there. So it's where the selling starts, but ultimately not expecting a massive crash until July or August. And that could be expedited. We know that Russia, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody affected by the geopolitical events, but they're saying that Russia could be eyeing other countries after Ukraine. And we know that China and Taiwan are a serious concern as well. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that, but it's not looking good for the markets. And the dollar, the Dixie, DXY, which is a index of measures the dollar and a basket of other currencies. So it's not necessarily the purchasing power of the dollar that we're charting here. It's just the dollar's strength relative to a basket of other currencies like the euro and the yen and the won, right? But one thing you'll notice is that we're daily, weekly, and monthly overbought on the dollar, and we're testing the highs that we had here back before March 2020 lows and the C19 lows, and we basically double topped there with resistance at 103.82. Where did we get to? 103.92, and you can see we're starting to form a little bit of an upper wick here, and today's the last day of the month, isn't it? It is. Last trading day of the month. And we're starting to see an upper wick. So what I could likely see is a monthly inside bar based on the size of this range into next month, into the dollar. And ultimately, I think we're going to see a pretty nasty pullback on the dollar, and that's going to be good for stocks. That's lining up with my sell in May and go away. And what do we know? In order to sell in May, we need to have prices higher, right? People don't sell, market makers and whales and things like that, and financial institutions don't want to sell when it's low. They want to sell when it's high. And what else do we know? We know that Congress is gearing up to not be able to own stocks, individual stocks. So they're going to need to be able to sell higher as well. Going to get into some ticker requests here soon. So if anybody does have any ticker requests, it's funny, yesterday the market was up And, we had so many ticker requests. And then every day the market's down, it's crickets. And generally it's, the opposite. You want to be buying when the market's down, not when it's up. Obviously, there's multiple strategies. Some people like to buy high, sell higher. But it's just funny how the psychology of humans work. We're a weird creature, emotional beings. So taking a look at the rest of the sector here, silver, I said for a while now that silver's been way weaker than gold, and today is very evident of that. We're down 1.5%, gold sitting up 0.3%. You might be wondering why. That's because silver's viewed more as a risk-on asset versus gold. So we see that it's a risk-off in the markets today, and gold holding up a lot better. But weekly consolidation, weekly downtrends confirming on gold and silver. So if you're looking at precious metals, I'd be cautious. It's like I said, weekly downtrends. U.S. oil is continuing to just melt faces, but we haven't confirmed a weekly downtrend yet. We almost did, and we're forming a descending triangle here. So if I had to guess, I'd say we tighten up on oil for a little bit longer, but we do have this descending triangle, which generally means that we could see bearish continuation. So that won't be good for the market at all. But what I'm watching, most important chart, is going to be the DXY and the S&P 500, watching that key support at 410. And believe you me, if we lose 410, there's going to be a lot of fear in the markets. Speaking of fear in the markets, let's take a look at the fear and greed index. So if we take a look at the stock market fear and greed index, we're sitting at 29. We're in fear. So again, I think we could be heading to extreme fear here before we see one more push up into May. 23 in the crypto space. So sitting at about extreme fear at the moment. But we've got 19 minutes left, so I'll probably stay on until the bell rings, and we'll see whether or not we lose 410 if we hold. But we could see some selling pressure here into the end of the day. And we confirmed it's just been, again, the amount of momentum shifting. We confirmed an hourly uptrend and the daily bounce was underway, and here we are. It was just a bull trap. Bears completely in control, and we lose the hourly uptrend. We haven't confirmed an hourly downtrend yet. Actually, we did have a little mini lower high and lower low there, so technically if you wanted to say we were in an hourly downtrend, then I wouldn't argue. And then if we zoom out to the daily consolidation underway, we lost our low there at 415.01. So right now it's all bears. You definitely have to be hedging and be prepared for more downside. Again, I don't think the bottom is going to fall out of the market just yet, but it's not looking good whatsoever. Taking a look at some of our other sectors, so Canadian MJ, SNDL, Fire and Flower, and PSDN leading the decline. On the bull list, we've got PCLO, CGC, and Hexo. Hexo had some news today. They're getting Charlie Bowman's now the new CEO, and Scott's stepping down. And they have a new CFO, and Curtis Solsvig is stepping down. So I think that is great to see that we're seeing a little bit of green in the market today, kind of going against the grain. If we take a look at USMJ, on the bull list, we've got KHRN, BMMJ, and FIT. And on the bear list, we have PLTH, TerraSend, and Columbia Care. And let's just bring up MSOS. So daily downtrend, weekly downtrend. We're daily oversold. We're weekly oversold as well. Touching down on weekly oversold again for the second time since January. And those EMAs, right? We saw the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. So if you even just exited there on those weekly EMAs crossing bear, that would have saved you 60% of downside. And from there, we haven't been able to, ever since we confirmed a weekly downtrend back here in March of last year, we haven't been able to confirm a weekly uptrend. We almost did here. We broke the weekly downtrend with a break of those lower highs and lower low pattern, but we didn't form a high or low. We attempted it, but we just broke to a lower low, and then a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So on any bounce from here, we're just going to expect a lower high compared to the high here at 2150. So it's not looking good right now for MJ, especially USMJ. And, not hearing much from the MSO gang. Not that have anything against MSOs. I own MSOs. I own LPs. I own retailers, picks and shovels. I own ETFs. But, back here, the whole MSO gang was in full force, right? MSO gang was trashing all the LPs, saying that, there's no point owning them. And then here we are. They were humbled. They were humbled in a big way. So taking a look at the rest of the market here as well, main watch list. Amazon down almost 15%. They have negative EPS. I don't think anybody saw that coming. JMIA and Coin leading the decline. On the bull list, we got WNRS, VEGA, and BABA, Alibaba. So Alibaba looking for a weekly trend change here. The low, high of the balance at 124.11, scouting a higher low compared to 73.28. Is this our higher low at 81.80? Well, we zoom into the daily time frame and we say, did we confirm a daily uptrend? The answer is no, but bulls have tons of room to form a daily higher low and higher high to change that daily trend. And we know that the daily trend has to confirm, and we have to see an uptrend confirm in order to be confident that these weekly lows are in, right, that they're set. So BABA, and there was news out today. Well, there's been news out for a while now, but Alibaba was actually trying to buy MoneyGram, and that had to do with Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton actually brought the IPO, and they were working with Alibaba and Jack Ma, and they were looking to buy MoneyGram, but the deal fell through, and they were also partnering with Ethereum as well. So there's a lot of shady stuff going on behind the scenes with this Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, now Alibaba. Ethereum tied to it as well. So there's a lot of people speculating that Ethereum's being controlled by China. Not going to get into the whole politics of it, but I'm not. And we see media. Jim Cramer told everybody to buy Ethereum, right? It's like, okay, starting to see the alarm bells go off, right? Of course, they want you to buy stuff when it's exploding right near the end of a bull cycle. They're not telling you about the ones that are undervalued that are likely going to see that money rotate out of Bitcoin and Ethereum into the smaller and medium cap. But we are losing 414. Like I said, don't be surprised if we start to see selling pressure here into the day. And it's Friday, end of the week, end of the month. This isn't looking good. We're going to close at the low of the month. Right on support. The only thing going for bulls right now is that we're right on support. 410.64. I'll stay on here for another 14 minutes. And again, everybody's pretty quiet. Even in the private POW group community, not much chatter. But again, on green days, right, that's when everybody's talking, wanting to know what to buy. Nobody wants a sale. Nobody wants a discount in the stock market. It's quite funny. I actually been buying. I bought some XRP today. Filled at about 61 cents. I think that we could dip from here. I'll add again if we get to 55 cents. I'll add again if we get to 50 cents. But I really can't see XRP going under 50 cents. And thing to keep in mind here with Bitcoin, no major red flags at all, right? SPY's down so much because of tech. And what have I been saying for the last several months? Stay the heck away from tech. Why? Well, this is exactly why. We're down almost 25% on the QQQ index. So when you're down 25% since January and December on an index, that is massive red flags, right? And then, wow, let's just take a look at Amazon. In 1 month, it's down almost 30%. And then I don't even have to bring this up, but I will. Netflix. Ugh, man. Monthly overbought to monthly oversold in 6 months. That is wild. We had the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. Did we have the bear cross on Amazon? The answer is, zoom out to the monthly here. No, we did not. So we could still see more downside, and Amazon doesn't have any monthly support all the way down until 1626. So this is why I've been saying stay the heck away from tech. But Bitcoin and crypto, no major red flags whatsoever. We're still in a weekly uptrend. SPY lost the weekly uptrend. But as long as we hold 34,322 here on Bitcoin, we're fine. Could technically say we had a little bit of a lower high here and lower low, but I wouldn't consider that enough of a bounce. We had the high at 42,424, 43,109. How much did we bounce off the low? 10%. Yeah, okay. I guess I wouldn't argue. So if you wanted to say we're in a weekly downtrend, but we're not seeing much follow through. So holding up better than the broader market and tech. And that came after mixed earnings. Amazon had brutal earnings. But realistically, we're still fine. And as long as we don't confirm monthly downtrends, the level to be watching on Bitcoin is 32,933, like I mentioned, because if we lose that, we confirm monthly downtrends. And then after that, it's all about 28,800. And we have this head and shoulders forming here as well on Bitcoin. We have this bit of a channel that's forming here. If we zoom in, it's a little bit more apparent on the weekly time frame. So we are right on support here. So if we do hold this low, can expect a bounce up here towards resistance somewhere around that 50K area. But I'm of the thinking that Bitcoin's likely, the top is likely in. We could maybe see a Bitcoin spot ETF approved. I think that will send the markets higher. I think there's a good chance of that happening. So if that does happen, I think we could go to 80K. But if we don't see an ETF approved on Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to get back above the all-time high at 69,000. Just remember the hype that we had back there, right? It's hard to imagine what could top that, but we know Tesla could re-accept Bitcoin for purchases soon. Flare Networks is launching. Ethereum 2.0 merge is happening in a couple of months. We could see a spot Bitcoin ETF approved. There's a lot of bullish things that could happen. We could see more companies and countries legalize and add it to their balance sheet. Let's take another look here at SPY. Oh, here we go, guys. $2 away. Can you feel the panic starting? I don't really care. Honestly, I've got my hedge positions. I'm hedging with a short position on the S&P 500. So I'm literally making money right now while this is going down. So if you're panicking and wondering, oh, like, you know, are we going to drop another $10, $20? What's going to happen to MJ or whatever my longs are? Well, maybe you want to consider hedging, right? Because right now I'm making money when the price is going down. People think you can only make money when the price is going up. That is false. I'm using SPXS, which is a 3x inverse leverage. So right now, SPY's down 3.7%. You just multiply that by 3, right? So I'm up about 10% right now on my SPY short today. Man, it truly is funny, hey, how when you're down, people just head in the sand, don't want to look, don't even want to log into my account. Monday will be bullish, and then everybody will be asking what to buy, and then they'll buy the temporary top, and then, yeah, it's unfortunate. We're coming up on support here at 37,700 on Bitcoin. We're just scouting a daily high or low. And if we break resistance up at 40,400 after holding support, we'll confirm a daily uptrend, and then we'll be back in a daily uptrend from there. And then we'll zoom out, watch for the weekly bounce to get underway. Got 8 minutes left in the day. Like I said, I'll stick around until the market closes. Was at the Oilers game last night. It was a pretty crummy game starting out. And they turned it around. As the old saying goes, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But, yep, absolutely amazing game, though. They won in overtime. They have another game back-to-back set against Vancouver tonight, so it's the last home game. And they made it to the playoffs, and they got home ice advantage, so I'm going again tonight. And I got the Sky Lounge tonight, actually. That should be interesting. They got, like, you know, complimentary food, like all-you-can-eat food and drinks. And obviously you're sitting in the Sky Lounge you're quite high up, but never done it before, and I figured might as well end the end of the year with a bang. So looking forward to that. But here we go, 412.05. Watch them close it right under monthly support. Anybody that's still left watching, kudos to you for paying attention when the market is bearish, because yeah, you're probably ahead of 95% of retail investors, and you'll probably be 95% more successful than those people. If you're only paying attention on the days when you're up, right? That is not a good strategy, right? You want to be paying more. I pay more attention when prices are down, actually. Again, whatever, you know, the average retail investor does, if you just think the opposite, you know, you're probably better off. But here we go. 6 minutes. Here we go. Our 1 minute consolidation. Uh-oh. Here we go. 411.68. Selling pressure picking up in crypto. Watch them close it right on support. 411.68 broke. And again, for anybody that doesn't know the POW Group community, this is an inside look. So we have all these different channels: cannabis, commodities, crypto, electric vehicle stocks. We also have the POW Algo Alerts, which is a proprietary algorithm alert with early buy and sell signals of about 75 stocks now. And then we've got these automatic news channels. So I'm just going to take a peek in here, see if anything came in. Bitcoin turns bearish in short-term market as market dives into extreme fear. So I mentioned that earlier with the fear and greed index. So not much news at the moment. We've got 5 minutes left. So again, I know people don't like buying whenever the markets are down, and they generally put their head in the sand and don't even open their accounts. But if you do have any ticker requests, make sure to put them in the YouTube chat. Going to be ending the stream soon if there's no ticker requests. Four minutes left. Let's check in on the MJ space. How's MJ reacting with the market down now? So yeah, we're pulling back. Not immune to the market weakness in the broader market. MSOS. What a great entry here, folks. Not financial advice, but what a great entry. Starts scaling in. $15 psychological support. New all-time low. Leading ahead of the biggest catalyst of our lifetime, which is U.S. legalization. But even if you wanted to start to scale in, right, we're not set up well at all. If SPY drops below 400, this thing could easily get down to $12.50 or $10. So what I would encourage you to do is, again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, not financial advice, for entertainment purposes only. But if it were me and I was looking to scale in here, I'd be buying a little bit now. I'd probably buy a little bit around $12.50 if we got there, and a little bit around 10. But I would definitely make my biggest purchase now. And then I would, so let's say I'm going to invest $10,000. Maybe I buy $5,000 now, and I buy another $2,500 at $12.50, and then another $2,500 if we get to $10. But great opportunity there. Even if we just go back to the previous all-time high from a year ago, from current levels, you're looking at about 2.75x. So $10,000 into in close to 30,000. Three minutes left. And here we go. Dropping to a lower low. I knew they were going to pick up the selling pressure into the end of the day. Last day of the week, last day of the month. People, it's Friday. People want to check out, and now everybody's freaking out, right? Except the people that are hedging and stayed the heck away from tech. But again, I've got an SPXS position. SPY down almost 4% today. So when you take that position in SPXS, it's 3x inverse, right? So if we're down 4%, my account's up 12%. So great day for the SPY shorters. Congrats to the bears. Get some decent volume coming in here on the 1 minute. 2 minutes left. A minute and 15 seconds. So looks like they're gonna close it right on support. Right on monthly support, but monthly candle close right at the low. Weekly candle close right at the low. The only saving grace here right now for bulls is the fact that monthly support at 410.64 is holding. And you know that everybody's going to be saying, oh, bear market confirmed here in about 10 to 15 minutes once this bell rings, right? But again, we're right at support. So if they're saying bear market confirmed, they're just lying to you. Maybe they're not lying intentionally. They just don't understand, or they haven't put in the research and done their 10,000 hours to become an expert. But as long as 410.64 holds, bulls are just fine. So far holding. Looks like it's going to hold, but they're going to close it right at support by the looks of it. Oh, here we go. Selling pressure picking up. "17 seconds. All right. Looks like it's done. Going to close around 412. So, saving grace. Bulls held support. That's the main takeaway from today. So going in, but the thing to be worried about here is this monthly candle at the low, weekly candle close at the low, daily candle close at the low. This isn't looking good, folks. I think we're going to see extreme fear pick up in the markets. But they're not just going to crash it from here, right? What I think is going to happen is we're going to confirm a monthly downtrend. We're going to come back, test EMA 26, maybe see a slight flush of 400, trigger out some stops. And then everybody's going to think that the spy's falling, right? The bottom's falling out of itself, and then we come up for a monster rally somewhere around that 460, 450. Maybe I could see between 450 and 470. We had a bull flag target there that failed, but that target was 473, 474, I think. So what I could see is a monster rally into May, and then into June and July is where we start to see the real bear market pick up and selling pressure begin. But this isn't looking good. Closed right at the month, low of the month, low of the week, low of the day. I'm expecting more selling pressure into next week. And then, like I said, weekly oversold. So if you're wondering when's a good time to start getting back into the market, well, maybe wait for weekly oversold and a back test of that 400 on SPY. And if you're kind of pulling your hair out today, well, what could you have done differently, right? What maybe you could have hedged, right? Like I've been saying for many, many months now. Everybody thought I was crazy when I said hedge when we were at the, just zoom out here, right? From the lows, we're at, from the .com bubble from the high to the low of that bear market. You can see here we have these fib extensions, and these are generally common extensions to target in the next bull market. And look where we hit. We went over the 4.618 fib extension at 462, right? We got as high as 480. So when I was telling people to short it there, that's why, right? And then if you would have just listened to me there, if you would have started building your short position when I said we're over the 4.618 extension, that would have saved yourself, like I said, 15% of downside on the S&P 500. Or you could have bought SPXS, which is a 3x inverse leverage, so you'd be up 45% just holding SPXS, right? And then you could have taken that money, that profit from hedging and bought, maybe you're looking to dollar cost average and build long-term positions on MJ, right? You could have taken that profit to buy MJ, which is also down today as a result. Pretty much everything, right? Seen somebody comment on my post that one stock was down, Hexo was down. The S&P 500 is down 4% today. Like people just got tunnel vision, and they don't understand that the whole market is bearish, and it's more than just MJ, right? But very bearish day today in the S&P 500. So like I said, I think in wrap up, we're going to see more selling pressure. And I think we could hit weekly oversold for the first time since March 2020. We're likely going to lose 410. People are going to say, oh, bear market confirmed. We're likely going to go back test 400, maybe a quick flush down to 395, 398, test monthly EMA 26 support, hit weekly oversold, and you better believe there's going to be a lot of people willing to buy the dip there. I know I am. I'm likely going to cover some of my short position into next week. Still holding it though. I did take a little bit off, but I'll look to. I'm really going to look to short the S&P 500 a lot more on the next big rally. Like I said, I think we're going to see sell in May and go away. Weekly oversold, but like I said, once we hit weekly oversold, I think everybody's going to say, "Oh, bear market confirmed," and they're going to it's going to be a bear trap, and then we're going to see a monster rally. We'll dip to around 400, 398, and then we'll see a monster rally back up to around that 450, 460. People get faked out, bear trap, and then we'll have that monster rally. Congress will probably be forced to sell their stocks. They'll look like heroes after they made laws to artificially inflate the market. Just borderline crooks. But the market's rigged. If you haven't figured that out by now, yeah, you're at a very, very big disadvantage. All right, going to end it there. See, lots of people still have their head in the sand, which is fine because that's just the way human emotions work. So going to end it there. Like I said, really looking forward to the last game of the year today with Oilers versus the Canucks. Make sure to go out, get some fresh air, take a break from the charts. I know the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks and months actually have been very, very tough on a lot of people. But going to end it there, folks. Thanks so much for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys again next week.